and didn't play very well to start the game, but thought our guys showed some resilience and fight, figure out a way to fight back. It seems Missouri has their best shooting games against us. Every time we play them this time, we at least kept competing, figured out a way to play hard, turn them over a little bit more. They only had, I think, 5 turnovers late in the game, maybe the under 8 media timeout, if I remember. So I think we doubled their turnovers in the last 8 minutes of the game. We needed to turn our pressure up, which we did. So I give our guys a ton of credit. I think we ended the game on a 30-9 run. Those guys that were in, Quinterly really got up into them. Shaq, Keon Ellis, those guys forced some turnovers, which kind of turned the game around. I thought Rojas played really well. Got 3 tip-ins, took the charge, just brought us some energy we needed. So we got to figure out a way to start games with better energy, no matter who the opponent is. Seem to have an issue playing to the level of our opponents, but I will give those guys that close that game, those 3 guards, JD, Darius, Rojas, a lot of credit on how they were able to close that game.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned like the shooting that they do against you guys, but in terms of just the way they play, what about their style gives you guys challenges whenever you face them?
Well, we can't really play Charles much. You saw what happened when Charles was in. He went on a big run. We thought, he could maybe guard DeGray. Well, DeGray hits 2 threes and fouls him on the one. So, it kind of limits our rotation with our bigs. They don't really play a center at all. So, we kind of had to go to a 5-guard lineup to match them. They've got bigger guards that, punished us a little bit inside, post us up a little bit. And then on our end, since they're not playing a big, they're switching everything. And our switch attack, sometimes, our guards weren't able to get by them as much as just kind of get the ball moving, force the closeouts we'd like. So, their style definitely lends itself to playing better against us. But I think if we'd have played as hard as we did the last 14, 15 minutes of the game, whenever that started, we'd have been all right if we'd have played that for the full 40.
Because you brought Britton off the bench there the first time out. Just what went into that decision, and what kind of effort have you seen from him in practice to kind of lead to that?
I mean, the one thing you're going to get out of BJ is he's going to play hard. He's going to do exactly what you tell him to do. He had been shooting the ball well in practice. Obviously, being in a game, maybe have some more nerves. But you saw he's played less than 3 minutes, had 3 offensive boards. He led our team in offensive rebounding, tied with 3 other guys in 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes. So it's almost like Mississippi State, you put Rowe in when we didn't plan on playing him to show everybody how hard you have to play. Well, put BJ in and showed everybody there's another level to how hard we need to play. And I think BJ showed them. And I'm happy for BJ that he was able to do it, but you kind of trust him that he can do it. So might have to continue to do it. I hope we don't. For his sake, it's nice he's able to get in and do that. But it's disappointing. You got to show some other guys that are in the rotation that maybe have some more God-given ability and athletic ability and talent that aren't playing as hard as BJ plays when he gets in.
Too, if I could, real quick with BJ, was he surprised? What was that moment like when you said, "Hey, you're going in the game"?
I don't know if he's surprised or not, but I had a meeting with him a week and a half or so ago where he just said, "Coach, he's graduated." So him and Tyler both wanted to come back to. We had a really good year last year, but everybody felt a little empty at the end. Felt like we had more left. Sweet 16 loss. Those 2 wanted to come back and try to get us over the hump, if you will. And he came to me, and it's my last year. He's, whatever I got to do to help us win games. We'd struggled a little bit. It was maybe after we had two losses in a row. Maybe after the 3rd loss, I can't remember exactly where he met with me, but told him I'd keep him in mind. I know he's going to play hard. Told him just stay in, work on his game. Would have been nice if he'd hit one of those threes. I mean, he can make shots. I'm glad he didn't hesitate. I don't want him playing hesitant out there, but I was happy for him. He got the layup, the and one. He's missed the free throws. I think there was obviously some nerves involved with him coming in the game for the first time. So I don't know if he's surprised or not, but we had an effort issue. I know he's going to give us some effort, and I had no problem putting him in.
you guys you guys go behind by 14, come back and tie it, and then fall behind by 14 again. What's that like mentally for a team that's come back and then has to try to dig out that same hole again?
Yeah, in the first half, right? And then we came back, tied it up. Uh, where did we tie it up? I can't even remember. Okay. And then we got down 14 early second half. I mean, part of the getting down 14 early second half, it's probably not his fault. Charles was in and we just, he couldn't really, he doesn't move well enough to guard the Gray on the perimeter after he makes a three and keep him off the dribble. So we tried to, he's a good kid. He plays hard. He's given us great minutes. He's been one of our better defensive players. We thought we could match him with the Gray. So, we came to the bench and took the hit. Look, it's our fault as coaches. We tried to go with it, a little gamble, didn't work. Now we got to fight our way back. So I thought the guys showed some fight, some resilience, and they just kept. I give them a lot of credit. Some of them I didn't think came out of the game playing hard enough, but they didn't want to lose this game, and they gave us an effort that got us the win after we got down 14 again there in the second half.
Yeah, last game, Kobe Bryant 30 and 13. Tonight he shot 3 for 13, and with that performance, Missouri had a 12 rebound advantage. Tonight you out-rebounded them by 14. What do you think was the difference?
We went with different matchups on them. We tried to keep mobile, athletic bigs, and then when we started switching everything, when we went to the 5-guard lineup, and then we just kept switching it when we had Noah and Rojas in there. So, I think switching kept guards on him on ball screens, we were able to stay in front of him a little better. He didn't shoot it as well. I think we were up, we didn't give him any threes last game. I think he hit 2 threes. Didn't get any attempts off this game. My fault. He got 3 of them off. My bad. He went 0 for 3. Where I think, if I remember last game, he hit 2, if I remember right. So I think switching him helped. We fought him. We tried to front him in the post. I thought our guys did a better job of that. Quinterly really fought hard to he's our smallest guy out there, and he fought really hard to front the post and not let him get it in there. So I thought our guys gave better effort. I thought the switching kind of messed him up a little bit too.
2 questions, Coach. First, I wanted to ask you about J.D. Davison. I know he's been fighting a back deal, but he really seemed to play with a lot of confidence offensively, especially in the second half. Talk about maybe that being a watershed moment for him.
Yeah, we challenged him to be, he's got to play a little harder. I think if he plays hard and plays a little more loose, just like BJD, like quit worrying about it, turnover here and there, and let's just get you playing hard downhill, get to the rim. So, he shot it really well from 3 tonight. I think he's worked really hard on his game. I think when guys just lose themselves in the game, playing hard, getting rebounds, running the floor, I think they shoot it better. I think that was the case with him. I think he's just worried about playing hard, trying to, we got him out early and then put him back in. And, we were trying to pull guys out that weren't playing hard. So I didn't think our effort was great early. And I think maybe he missed a checkout. He didn't pout, had a good attitude with it, went back in and played pretty well. So second half, I think he played really well. Challenged him at halftime. Like he only had 1 rebound. He's a big, strong physical guard. Like he ended it with 4. We'd like to see him, if he plays 32 minutes close, but 3 in the second half is better than the 1 he had in the first half. So, we just got to get him doing more of that type of stuff. I think when he does, his athletic ability, his talent is going to come out a little bit better.
And then with Rojas last year against Furman, South Carolina, Mississippi State, he made winning plays to close out games. He did the same thing tonight. Talk about that kind of – he just has a penchant for doing that.
He plays really hard. He's not afraid of physicality. He likes to be physical. He plays hard. I think he wants to win. All he does is he wants this team to win. And he comes in, we got him 12 minutes, and he has 6 rebounds and 6 points in 12 minutes. All 6 points came on offensive tip-ins. So kind of shows you if you go really hard, and it is good. They if you look at their minutes, they had 3 guys that had to play over 37 minutes. So, we didn't have anybody that played 37 minutes. So I think Roe was a little more fresh, run him in there, you know, Darius gave us really good minutes, but got hurt, you know, looked pretty tired and banged up. We were able to bring Rojas in, and he was fresh at the time, and he took advantage of the fact that he was a lot more fresh and played hard and got to the rim, and we got to the old boards and finished. And I was happy for him. He's a tough kid. He brings us some toughness too. So his minutes are probably going to have to increase just with how hard he plays and how hard the team plays when he's in.
Hi, Coach. You held Missouri to 14 points inside the paint. What did you change defensively inside to kind of limit their effectiveness inside?
We switched, which I think, you know, and we switched up and were aggressive. So then I think, you know, we had guys that were able to stay in front of the ball and then kind of shrunk the floor up a little bit. And I mean, the points in the paint were, you know, shoot, what did you say? 14 in the second half, my fault. Yeah. You know, we still gave up a lot. 36 is a lot. I just think in the second half, we started switching everything. So, you know, what did we give up in the first half? 22, is that right? Yeah. So it's a lot better. I still think it's too many, but they're a team that gets downhill, when we played them the first time, they were the second worst 3-point percentage team in the country. They're still not a great shooting team, but for whatever reason, they shoot the ball really well against us. So it's our defense. Some of it's, you know, we weren't fortunate enough to get them missed, but we wanted to keep them out of the paint. They're still a drive the ball, score in the paint, post up guards because they got big, strong physical guards. And I think we did a better job fronting the post in the second half too. I thought we let it in the post way too easy, particularly the end of the first half. So between switching everything 1 through 5 and then fronting the post, doing a better job with that, I think we limited them a little bit in the second half. It still wasn't great though, to be honest with you. Thanks.